All right, friends, welcome to another episode of Little Prince. In today's episode, we have a person who is representing a team of people. And we can't wait to get into this episode because it's going to be a little bit different than what you guys have heard before.
Uh-huh.
So without further ado, I'm going to let JV introduce our guest because that's what we do here. JV, would you like to introduce who we have on today?
Absolutely. So we have Stephanie DeLong on, right? I didn't butcher that, right? Did I
Nope,
make it
you
sound
got
as
it.
Dutch as it is? Okay,
You got
perfect.
it.
And so I know Stephanie because she is the what are you? Are you the Brain Babe author? No, not author. President CEO of Ravens Spicy Reads, which is a incredible book convention.
Yes.
Did I summarize that appropriately?
Yes, pretty much.
Yes. Okay, so welcome to our
Hi.
Little Prince podcast. I'm so glad you found the time to be on because I know you are extraordinarily busy.
I do stay busy, but I'm glad that you guys had the time to meet with me. I'm excited to talk with you, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know about all the things. Okay, so Ravens Spicy Reads. It's interesting because I attended Ravens. It was in 2024 and it was in Scottsdale, Arizona, which for me is about an 8-hour drive.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, and that was I went as a reader, and it was such a great experience because I made some great connections with some authors, and there was an audiobook production company. And then this year in 2026, I get to be a signing author um, at your
Woo!
event in Chula Vista in June. And I just got your email that I also get to be a signing author in 2027.
Yes, we're
So I'm
excited to have you.
so
Welcome.
stoked. I'm so stoked. No, welcome you because you're on our podcast now. I know you just said you don't like doing the limelight thing, but this is about you. And so I know you filled out a questionnaire. So you're a foster mom, right?
I am.
You put together these events and then you also work full time,
God
right?
damn.
Well,
Sort of.
my no. So I do my work is this basically right now.
Yeah. Okay. So the
So
event.
this takes full-time hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
wow.
believe that. So
Yeah.
tell us how you got started. How long has Ravens been going?
So we started as just a local book club here in Arizona.
Yeah. Mhm.
Back in I want to say 2021,
Okay.
I think 2020, 2021, when everyone was kind of stuck at home and looking for things to do, and we started doing like Zoom meetings, and then we started meeting in person, and then we did like a little staycation where we rented a house and we
Nice.
had some authors come and
Oh, fun.
we all read like the same book and did discussions and stuff like that for a weekend. 2024 was our first real event that we did.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I loved the venue that we were in just because it was a perfect fit for a signing. Like it was its own separate building. It had the free parking. It was very easy to access, and the location. I mean, downtown Scottsdale has everything.
I'd never been.
So
It's so fancy.
yeah, yeah. Old Town Scottsdale's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do down there. There's a lot to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then now we have this contract with San Diego, which has been great. The Gaylord was just built, so it's
Yep.
all brand new. It's beautiful.
Fancy.
Um, and then we're working on some smaller events back in Arizona as well.
So what made you kind of go from Arizona, where your first official event was, to go into California, where, I mean, it seems like it would be quite a trek for you. And I know San Diego isn't cheap.
So I'm from California, so I
Okay.
commute back and forth on the regular, so it's very
Okay.
normal for me to go back and forth.
Yeah.
So I always kind of wanted to bring it home in a sense in a little ways, but I
Yeah.
think the Gaylord is a great location for events. I've been to
Yeah.
several other book events that are done in Gaylord venues, and their
Okay.
venues are just set up nicely for events because you have everything there. You have a very big venue, you have the nice hotels, you have all the amenities around it. Arizona is very hard to find decent event space.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so most of the hotels here have smaller event space. Like where we were in Scottsdale, that's one of the bigger venues. There
Hmm.
are a
Interesting.
few Yeah, I was a little bit surprised too. There are a couple that are a bit larger, but they're very, very expensive. So
Yeah,
because I
I bet.
contracted with Gaylord before they were even finished building, we got a pretty good deal. I mean, it's still not
Nice.
cheap. It is San Diego.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it was comparable to what a bigger venue here would have been. So I think it just made
Oh,
sense.
interesting. And so you are already so for this California, for the California events, you're already I mean, you're scheduled out till 2028,
We are.
right?
We did a 3-year
Wow.
contract with them. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible, but, it's gotta also be scary, right?
A little bit. A little
Yeah.
bit. Like, we may sell my house and live in the car for a while. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
because I mean, it's taking a risk, right? I mean, you wanna
It is.
know you're planning and it's kind of a weird economy right now. We're not
Yep.
it's not super predictable. How is that for you and your stress level?
So we are seeing a lot of that right now, and not just us as event organizers, but I know authors are too on their end. And so
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of transpires over the next couple years and what changes we
Mhm.
see in that field. Um, it is a little nerve-wracking, but I hope for the best, and we just keep trying to communicate to our readers like, "Hey, we did this event last year. We kinda have our foot in the door. We have a great group of authors and narrators. Come see them and hang out," and it's it's very it's very hard in this economy, especially
Yeah.
with, people's financials and not knowing what's gonna happen day to day and everything
Mhm.
going on. So we're hoping for the best and just trying to, communicate to everybody that, whatever support you need, we're here to help you. We want everyone to have a good time. We don't want it to be a stressful event. We don't want, um, you know so we're doing the best we can in that area.
Yeah. No, that
Totally.
makes total sense. So how many people do you have working with you to make this thing happen?
So there's 3 on the main team.
Mhm.
We have our volunteer coordinator, Cheyenne, and then we have Kim, who I call my tech support because every time I touch something on the computer, I break it, and so she has to fix everything.
Yeah, Ty is my is tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she does all my website and email, all that stuff for me. So she
Nice.
also helps me, kinda brainstorm. I call her all hours of the day and night and say, "Okay, I got this idea. How do we make it turn into this idea?" And so we kinda bounce things off each other and make things work out.
Nice. I
How
gotta ask,
yeah.
so I'm learning the names of people. We've got Cheyenne, we've got Kim, we've got Stephanie. Where did Ravens come from?
So back in like 2019, when I started my social media, I didn't want my real name on there
Fair.
because I was doing foster and I worked for the state at the time. And
Mhm.
so, like, when I made my first Bookstagram account and everything, it was Raven Spicy Reads. And then I've kind of dropped the Ravens quietly off the event stuff. So, like, everything is Spicy Reads
Spicy
events now.
Reads. Yes, I saw
Um,
that, yeah.
but I think it was all originally linked into the original. Like, I can't change my web domain or anything yet. And so it's kind of like in the middle of that.
Yeah,
Is Raven to do with, like, the bird, or is it, like, something that's like, close to you?
Um, so it's kinda close to me. I think it
If it's
probably came
uncomfortable to
out of the
talk
book.
about.
No, it's fine. I think
Okay,
it probably
okay.
came out of reading in the books community in some sense.
Mhm.
But when I was adopting one of my kiddos, I was gonna actually name her Raven Rose, and,
Oh, that's a
my
beautiful
mom had a
name.
heart attack. And
Oh,
so
Oh.
well, because my brother found it accidentally, like, searching for names, and, like, it came up as a top stripper name, and so she's like, "Here, I'm
Oh,
oh,
no.
naming her that."
really? Interesting.
I'm like, "But the name sounds
Huh.
so cute, like, it flows," and so I
It
really liked
is,
it.
it's so cute.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
I think
had
it's
a hard
beautiful.
time.
Stripper name.
Yeah. So I had a hard time not naming her that, so then that just
Yeah,
became, like, my social media name.
I love that.
Nice. I love
Um,
that.
that's
Yeah.
so it are Cheyenne and Kim, were they originally in your book club?
They were. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Cool.
so you have, like, continuity of people. How did the idea come about? Because I think there's a huge leap between, "Oh, I love reading books and I love book club," to, "You know what? I'm gonna put on a whole ass event.
So we travel to events all the time. I
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
multiple events a year.
yeah.
So I love the events themselves. I love meeting new
Yes.
people and authors, and I buy most of my books at events.
Cool.
Um,
Nice.
I also have a background in event planning, so I kind of
Oh,
grew up in that space.
perfect. Yeah,
My dad owned a event company when I was a kid, so I kind of grew up in there and watching
perfect.
everything and doing things and helping when I could as I got older. And
Yeah.
so I like to plan things. Like my plans have plans. And so it kind of just became
I feel seen. My plans have plans.
yeah, my lists have lists and my plans have plans. But
Mhm.
so that just became a way for me to do my event stuff still and then also bring in my love for the book community.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It
That's really
makes it
cool.
fun because I can
Yeah,
sit here all day and I'm not like, "Oh, I don't wanna do this," or "I don't know how to come up
yeah,
with this." It's more, "Okay, oh, I read this book. I love this book. Let's see if we can get this author involved, or how can we get these readers to start following this author and reading this author," and kinda just trying to bring the 2 together. I think
Yeah.
that's been the main focus from day 1, like, I don't make any money off these events.
yeah,
So I don't do it for me. I mean, it is for me in a sense that I get to do what I enjoy doing, but
yeah,
I'm
Mhm.
really do it to find a way to bring the readers to the authors.
yeah,
Like there's a great group of authors that aren't as well known as
yeah.
some.
Mhm.
And so like I'm always trying I was huge on ARC reading for many years and like
Nice.
just trying to promote those authors that don't have that following yet. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of always been my focus in the community. So
I love
I
that.
I feel like we run parallels. Like listening to her describe like the jump from being a reader to running, wanting to do events, it kind of resonates with me as well as like we jumped from being online friends to running a podcast just
Yeah,
because we want to talk to people, we want to connect people with authors, we want to connect people to there's so much more to books, which is why like having an event coordinator on is such a cool thing because there's so much more than just writing, proofing, printing a book. Like
yeah,
there's so
right.
much that goes on beyond that.
yeah.
So like being able to connect people with like Stephanie from Spicy Reads and stuff like that. Like I think it's cool to see like two different lives, but like parallels in
The same
some
kind of
spaces.
nexus.
Yeah.
With just
Yeah.
books. Yeah, and I love that. I mean, that's what I love about the whole book world, right? It's because I
Mhm.
mean, sure, it starts with the author putting the words on the page, but it doesn't stop there. I mean,
Never.
there's
Yeah.
so many people that are involved after the fact that shout about it and edit it and put on reading events and give authors a platform and readers a way to connect outside of, social media and obviously
Mhm.
book buying platforms. So, and I had never been Stephanie, you need to know so Spicy Reads in 24 was the first ever book event I had
Oh,
ever
really?
been to. So yeah, it
Well,
popped
I
my
feel
cherry.
honored. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was great and it was so fun. I mean, it was just such a fun event and I loved the connections. I was like, oh, I wondered, like, I didn't even know how I would go about getting into an event. And then I
Mhm.
saw like the interest form and I was like, oh, that's the one I want to go to. And, it's so nice because this obviously isn't your first one, and there are some newer book events, and especially if it's inaugural, right? The very first one, you just don't know if they know what they're doing,
And I
and it's
think
Mhm.
kind of a
that
crapshoot.
that has kind of played a huge part in the
Yeah.
direction that signings are going. I think
Yes.
we've seen a huge step back from authors and from readers because there's
Yeah.
been
Mhm.
some things that have occurred at events lately that has really made people second guess
Yes.
if they're willing to, because you essentially
Very
you're paying
true.
a ton of money to go to these things and you want to make sure that you're going to be in a fun and safe environment. And that's not always the
Yes.
case right now. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's playing a huge part in what we're seeing.
Are you sort of, trying to stay, up to date on things that are happening at other events to kind of, like, foresee what steps you might need to take? I mean, I know there was, what was it, Vixens and Sinners or something like that, or something,
So
where there was, like, a
I do
sexual
sit in the
thing
background
and
and kind of watch what's going on and make sure that
yeah.
we
Mhm.
are, because any event, whether you're an established great event or a brand new event,
Yes.
something can happen. I mean,
Absolutely.
Totally.
there's no controlling 1,000 people no matter what you do. So the
Yes.
best thing you can do is kind of watch and see when something does happen, what steps you can do to prevent that in the future, or how you
Totally.
can maybe change the direction of a type of event that's going on, or what you're doing at your event to kind of make sure that that doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what we've done quietly in the background when we're setting things up. We're just making sure that everyone's safety is in mind, and the bottom line is we want you to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, I
Mhm.
don't like again, I've been to a ton of events. Um, one of the things that I don't particularly like is being stressed out the whole time. Like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be in line for 2 hours. I don't want
Yeah.
to just be overwhelmed with, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, I don't know, I wanna see this one person, but I don't know where they are. So I try to take
Yeah.
my personal experiences and build an event that I don't have those stressors.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you
Mhm.
were there in 2024, and it was a smaller event. I think we only had 85 authors that weekend. Um,
That's considered small? That's a lot of authors. What?
it's hit or miss because some of these conventions are huge. I do not wanna have a convention with 300 authors. I mean, I love
Yeah,
it,
no.
and some people do an amazing job with it, but that's a little much for me because I'm not gonna
Mhm.
see 300 people in 2 days regardless of what I do. It's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
realistic. And
totally.
I like to go and not only see the authors that I know, but I like to walk around to all the tables and meet people and see what books they're writing. I mean, not every book is going to be for you, and that's okay. But to at
Mhm.
least
Right.
walk around and meet people and say hi.
Yep.
I like to get pictures and do different things. I don't want to be rushed.
Yes.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, so I was trying to build something in the medium level,
I love
something that
that.
where you can still have a low key nice, fun time and experience and
Yep.
not be rushed out of line. Like, I don't want to say, hi, sign my book, bye. And like, I have to run. Like,
Yeah.
I want 2 minutes with you or a minute with you. Like, I've been waiting 3 years to meet you type thing. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
so,
Do you, when you put on your own events, do you still go around and chat with the authors and readers
so
and
I
or
had
are
the
you
false reality that I was going to do that last year.
Yeah.
I brought my book cart with some books and some stuff. That was not the reality at all.
Oh, no. You were just
So,
managing?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I there are still some things that I really wanna do in '26 that I
Yeah.
will try my best to at least stop by.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never booked Bedazzled before, and I would love to sit in there and listen to that panel and bedazzle a book, and it's not gonna happen. I know that, I've accepted that.
Yeah.
So there's things like that that I have to obviously just move past, but, um, when obviously, I do like to go up and talk to everybody at some point, welcome everybody, make sure everybody has what they need or if they have any questions or anything. So I did do that a few times in 24, each day, just walking around talking to all the authors, PAs,
Nice.
narrators.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't actually walk around and enjoy the event like I would as a
Like
reader.
you would. Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
I'm
sense.
more behind the
Yeah.
scenes making sure
Yeah.
nothing's needed anywhere.
It's like when you're putting on the big birthday party, right? I mean, even though
Right?
it's supposed to be
Oh,
your
yeah.
birthday,
Or
you're never
hosting anything.
yeah, hosting
Yeah.
anything, you're not really sitting down enjoying it, making sure everybody else is enjoying
You're
it, so
you're in the
Yeah.
and
kitchen cooking and planning
yep,
everything and getting things brought out,
Yep.
and yeah,
putting out
that's
small
kinda what we're
fires.
Yeah.
doing behind the scenes.
But Stephanie, I know you have some big names coming in.
Are you allowed to say the names? Are they been released yet?
Our '26 lineup is out.
Yep.
Okay,
Our
perfect.
'27 and '28 has not been released. So we're not gonna put those out yet, but, our 2026 is posted online. I'm not going to
It's a
remember, I'll
great
give it to you
lineup.
names off the we do, we
I
do,
just know that you have some big name narrators on, like,
there
I
is.
I know you got
huge.
JV Reese. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, not JV Reese. I'm talking you're gonna have Teddy Hamilton there,
we are. We are very fortunate to have him
Wow.
join us. I know he doesn't do many events, so
which
I'm very
yeah, I
excited.
gotta know, like, what's the story there? How did you make that happen?
I give a lot of credit to Heather. from High Gravity Productions. She has done a lot
Yes,
with
High
our
Gravity is
narrators for
fantastic.
us, and she's kind of helping me run that side of things to help.
Oh, how
She
cool.
answers a lot of my questions and um, does a lot of connections with
She
some
has
of the
those
narrators.
connections. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
connections,
kind of
yeah.
sent her a
That's the
list
biggest thing.
of my wants. I sent her a list of my wants, and she did the best she could to make that happen. So I'm very grateful for her and her help.
Very
That's
cool.
incredible.
So High Gravity, I know was there when I attended your event in 24 and I got
Yes.
to like connect with them a little bit, which was great. How did you end up connecting with High Gravity? Was it just like a Hail Mary reaching out and seeing what they said? That's what we do on our podcast. We're just like, hey, you don't know us, but we know
My
you.
my So
Wanna come spend an hour with us?
she actually reached out to us in 24 and wanted to come out
Oh,
to, Scottsdale. So we had a
nice.
Wow,
couple
that
of
must have been surreal.
right? So we had a couple of narrators lined up, for Scottsdale, and she wanted to come and join us and meet everybody, and she brought a couple additional with her. So
Very
that was
cool.
my first time meeting them. Yeah, they've been
Wow.
great. They're very nice people. They're from California, so I grew up 20 minutes from them, so it's been
Nice.
nice to kind of chat with them and meet
Yeah.
with them and everything. So yeah, they work with, I think most of the narrators that are attending have worked with their production company.
Very
Hmm,
cool.
So
that's
I'm
really
sure there's
cool.
going to be a
I
line
have
for
a weird
teddies.
question.
I know.
This is kind of like a weird impromptu question. It's been sitting in my brain and I'm like, I want to ask this question. So, at what point walking around the events that you were going to as just a reader, did you realize you were doing like recon to run your own event?
Um, I don't think it really kicked in until I was planning an event. And I was
Okay, yep.
like, "Well, let's do this." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I've been in that situation. Maybe we should
Mm,
try doing it this way instead." And so then I kind of realized, okay, well, so I try to do 2 new organizations a year. So I do repeat some because 'cause they're very good events or there's authors I wanna see, but I try to do 2 new ones a year and just
mhm,
see how things are done. What are you doing here that works great? What did I love? What did I not love? Different things like that.
mhm.
For the most part, everyone's done a fairly good job. I mean, there's
That's
always
good.
gonna be hiccups. There's always gonna
Sure.
be, um, we can do this better next year. But for the most part, I think most people do a really good job.
That's
Do
awesome.
you mostly stay between Arizona and California, or are you kind of all over the country?
I'm all over.
Yeah, were you at Be Love Spread Love in Vegas?
No, I went to
Oh,
Love in Vegas in 23. I think
Uh-huh.
that's
okay.
the only Vegas one I've done. I did BB4E in Canada last year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was a
Where's that? We have a thing in Canada?
so they did
Toronto.
I
it.
didn't even
So
know that.
actually, it was Mystic Book Box did it last year. That was their
Oh,
very first
cool.
event
Where in
out there,
Canada was it?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
That's not
And
it's like
there's no word if
16
they're doing
hours.
another one or not. They have been very
Fair.
quiet.
Yeah,
But they
that's
had a
fair.
very successful event. Like I met every single author there. And
Nice.
Wow.
I enjoy that. Like that's as a reader, I want to meet whoever I want to meet. I don't want to have to pick and choose between authors. So
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like when they're created that way where you can have the time to meet who you want to meet.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
intimate, right? That's what be so the first ever book convention event I ever went to, I flew to Vegas from Canada to meet JV in person, and then we went to Be Love Spread Love last August in Vegas. And it was I don't know the total number of people. I'd say maybe like
It
50,
was
60
small event.
people.
Yeah.
It was intimate.
yeah.
It was great though.
See,
Yeah.
I'm looking to do smaller one-day events again in
Yeah.
Arizona. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked that venue we were in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
The hotel's kind of old, although I hear they're remodeling rooms.
Oh,
The
okay.
venue is great in my opinion, just because the way it sets off from the hotel.
Yeah.
It's very easily accessible and it's kind of private. You don't have strangers really walking around there. It's not open to the
Yeah.
hotel so much.
Yeah.
Um, so I like that setting. So I am working on doing smaller one-day events like that there because I like that too. I like being able to sit down and talk to people and have that time.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I think my very first big event was Book Bonanza. I did Book Bonanza in Texas a few years ago. That was huge.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
How
huge
It
event.
sounds huge.
I know
Yeah.
the Bonanza thing. So
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was ran
multi-day.
by Colleen Hoover.
Oh, wow.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah, those were her events. I think last year was 2024 was her last one. They ended up shutting them down. But see, that's the thing.
Oh,
A lot of
wow.
events are ran by authors
Yeah.
or
I didn't know that.
authors teams.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in as kind of an outsider, which in some ways puts me as a disadvantage when it comes to making those connections and knowing people. Um,
Mhm.
and I don't know the author side of it as well as
Yeah.
other people would.
Yeah.
So, like in February, I'm going to Wild and Windy West here in Phoenix. And so I'm
How
going to
fun.
PA for an author to kind of hopefully learn a little bit of the author side and what they do during a signing and how that works. Because I've learned the business side, I know the reader side, I want to learn the author side so I can really see it from all aspects.
Totally.
I love that. Which, and I have to say, I appreciate you doing the California events because as an author in California, it's kind of hard to find events to go to. A lot of the events are out of state, and then obviously they would require travel along with the table fee,
Hotel.
travel,
Yep.
hotel, food, shipping my books if it's not within
Yeah.
drivable distance. Like it's a huge expense, to travel across the country and probably not make our money back on that. So
And I
Yeah.
hear
yes,
that a lot. And even as a reader, like we don't have a lot of events on the West Coast at all.
yes,
Like
yes,
most of the ones I've been to have been on the East Coast.
yeah,
But on the flip side of that, we create West Coast events and it's so hard to get readers' attention. And I don't know if that's because
Mm.
spreading the word, like a lot of my following is authors and narrators.
yeah,
That's why I have to reach out to the authors and be like, "We need to reach out to your readers because
yeah,
that's who's
Yep.
gonna wanna come see you. We wanna
yeah,
bring in your readers." And that's
yeah,
where we're finding a little bit of the disconnect
yeah,
with event planning right now because being new on the west side over there, we don't have that reader space yet. Like in Arizona,
yeah,
we already had a ton of people and a ton are traveling to California, but how do we reach those California readers? How do we reach
yes.
your guys' readers and bring them
I
in?
have an idea.
Yes.
What's your idea?
A radio ad.
Maybe,
I
but
wouldn't even
people
know how to
listen.
turn the radio on.
Do people listen to the radio? I don't know that they do. I think.
Well, or like even because you can I'm this is the techie side of me, but like on Spotify, you can like record a clip and you can submit it to them and they can run it through like their ads if you
Oh,
have people who are like listening to books. Because there's a lot of books. Like
Right.
we just found out all of Jack Carr's books are on Spotify.
yeah.
So my husband's like, he grabbed a physical book and he's like, sweet, I'm just gonna listen to it. So,
I think that.
but
Yeah. Go
but
ahead.
like to reach readers, you need to do things that are not like I mean, if an author posts that they're gonna be somewhere, that's impactful. But if you hit them somewhere where they're not expecting it, like a radio ad, they'd be like, holy shit, I didn't even know this was coming. Just an idea,
Yeah,
out of
no,
the box
Yeah.
thinker.
that's a great idea. I will look into that because yeah, we're even when I just did I was trying to think outside the box for and so for New Year's Eve, I did something different that I haven't seen before, and I thought it was kind of fun. So since we're going into 2026, I gave away 26 free tickets.
Oh, that's wicked.
And that just like blew up. Everyone's like, I've never heard of this
They were
event. Like,
like
where are you
gone
at?
in a
Like,
second.
yeah, they were gone.
Yeah.
They were literally gone in 2 minutes. All 26
Yeah.
tickets.
Wow.
So
That's good though.
I
yeah,
know you mentioned that you might be willing to give away a general admission ticket for our listeners. Is that something that you're willing
yeah,
to do? If not, we'll edit this out.
absolutely. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's wicked.
So we will do a little giveaway with this episode when we release it.
You're gonna be the first giveaway of 2026 in
2026.
our season 2, which is so exciting.
We'll do a general admission ticket to Spicy Reads in June in
Okay.
Chula Vista, California. That would be really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes.
I think, you know what, Stephanie, in terms of California readers, I don't, just thinking about my reader base, I know that my most feral readers tend to be more probably like southeast, honestly.
Yeah.
And I wonder if like the spicy book readership is mostly there. And I don't know if that's a cultural thing or whatever. California people are just so, I don't know what that is, but even my
I
readers, most of them are not in
Yeah,
California.
I definitely see. So events anywhere from Texas to the East Coast
Yes,
do significantly well. I
really
don't
well.
know what it is about that side of the country. I do know that there is a fairly big reader side over in California, though, because I know several of
Yes.
them. I've been to a few events out there, smaller events like at bookstores and things like that. And so I know that there is a good amount of readers. It's just I'm not in their reader groups.
Yeah.
So that's
Mhm.
what I'm trying to.
Invading their spaces, right? Trying to get into those reading spaces.
And I don't
Yeah.
I,
wanna come off
well,
Spamish and like, "Oh, I
yeah.
wanna join your reader group. Here, let me just post all this stuff." Like, that's not
Yeah.
Yeah,
the approach that I
exactly.
wanna have.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The reason why I said radio is because all shopping malls play radio.
interesting.
So, like, when you're shopping, like, I subliminally hear
I don't
songs and
know.
stuff like that, and then they get
Right?
stuck in my
Like,
head.
I
At
but
least in Canada, it's always, like yeah,
I just hear
it's always
Christmas
radio
music
that's
year
playing.
round, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all the time.
I wonder maybe an Instagram ad or a Facebook ad or
So
something
I've
like
Yeah,
done.
that.
ads are also a good way to
Yeah,
go.
You've
I've
done
done
those?
both. I
Yeah.
Something's going on with Meta because Facebook has been all spam lately, and now they're
Yeah.
charging
Yep.
people. Like, I got a random charge for like $30 the other day. I was like, I haven't ran an ad in 5 months. Why are you charging me? And then
Yeah.
I saw another author post that, and so there's something weird going on. I, and
Mm,
they're making a lot of changes with Instagram and Facebook, so I don't know where that's going to end either.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of social media is kind of falling apart, if that makes
It's
sense.
very hit
yep,
or miss, and they keep
yep.
messing with algorithms, and, like,
Yeah.
Instagram has these new rules about now you can only do 5 hashtags, and it used to not be that way, and I'm like, I can't keep up. I already
Yeah.
didn't understand it before, and I definitely don't understand it now.
Yeah.
Why do you keep changing
Like,
stuff
it took
on
me
me?
forever to figure out how to do a reel versus a post.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, Can we not?"
Yeah. I'm with you there. I'm not
Yeah.
the techie person.
This is all really fascinating. Well,
It
we'll
is.
definitely give you a
We've
shout
only
out
had one other,
event.
event coordinator on, and that was Be Love Spread Love, the event coordinator
No,
she
it
No, no,
was,
no, Love
Love
Lit Con.
LitCon
Okay.
Yeah,
they're also in San
Yeah.
Diego,
yeah.
earlier this year in February.
Yeah. And so
Valentine's Day weekend.
it's
Mhm.
been a little, so we started here in Arizona, and we were doing smaller things, and like, and then we had booked the hotel for Scottsdale for 2024. And
Yeah,
then Wild and Windy popped up in Phoenix. And we're like,
Mm,
so that made it a little hard to
competition.
compete with them.
Yeah,
And not that I
yeah,
want to compete with other events, because I went to their event too. Like, there's no reason you can't go to multiple events.
yeah,
But I think a lot of times when people are looking at finances, they can't afford to go to multiple events.
yeah,
And so they're
yeah,
like, okay, well, we're going to look at this. You guys are in the same area the same year. Like, let's go to this one instead versus this one. And so I think there's also a lot of that going on.
mhm.
yeah,
There are a ton of events just about every weekend right now, across the
Really?
states. So I think there's just so much that it's
Yeah.
very hard, to get a lot of the readers right now in the market.
Yeah, I
totally.
do think that June is a fantastic time because you can kind of, if you're already making the trip to SoCal, right, you can kind of combine it with a little beach getaway. I mean, I think
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it's a great,
and
that's what I'm
school's
gonna be
out.
doing.
Yeah, and school's out, so
Yeah,
I know a couple people that are bringing their families, and, like,
Yep,
their husbands
that's
are
what
gonna
I'm
take the
doing.
kids to the pool or whatever, and that hotel
yeah.
has the best pool area.
Oh, I've been seeing your pictures. I mean, it's gonna
Yeah.
be gorgeous. I booked my room and all of that. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we're
That
excited.
is
We're
awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
I spent 3 days there, 2 days? I
Yeah?
spent 2 full days there, um, back in July, and went
Yeah.
around and looked at all the areas around the hotel, and they're
That's
still
fun.
kind of growing. They're definitely building out there because it's just outside San Diego. It's right below it, so
Yeah.
we're not in the middle of San Diego, which there's pros and cons. I mean, it's a little quieter, it's
Mhm.
nicer. We have the bay right out the back of the hotel, so that's
Oh,
open all the
wow.
time. But,
That'd
yeah,
be
if you wanna go
great.
do any of the attractions or go to any of the downtown bars or anything, it's like 20 minutes, so it's not
Yeah,
too
I
That's
bad.
awesome.
I just wanna sit on the beach and
That's what I figured. I'm not leaving the hotel property.
Drink my Mai Tai. No, I don't plan on going anywhere, but I'm very excited for the event.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
What so okay, so you did 24 spicy reads. This will be the 26 spicy reads. Are you doing anything differently? I mean, I'm assuming there's a learning curve to putting these events
Mhm.
on.
Absolutely. I think we'll learn every year as we go.
Yeah.
Um, I'm definitely so 24 was a bit small. One of the things that I really like is all the authors in one room.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan of going into multiple rooms just because it's harder to keep attendee count. And
Yeah.
like sometimes the rooms are full, so then you have to wait to get in. And it's just, it can get messy sometimes depending on how many
Mhm.
attendees you have. So
Yes.
that was something that I really, for a personal opinion, I looked for.
Yeah.
Um, so I did book the bigger room there so we could do that. Um, I am gonna do registration a bit different than I did in 2024. Just so that it flows a little bit better. We're not gonna have wristbands or anything. We're not gonna do so we're gonna have a QR code. If like
Oh,
an author's
nice.
line gets too long, they can scan the code and then they'll get a text message on their phone. They can come back and get in line when it's their turn. So that way
Oh,
they can
cool.
still see other
Oh, that's
authors and move
sick.
around.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
they're
not
not just
Yeah.
waiting.
waiting in line.
You, like, have those little buzz like, the what is it, Olive Garden that gives you, like, the buzzy thing when your table's ready?
Except you get a text message. I
Like,
love
That's not a
similar.
bad
that.
idea
That's a
either.
really
Just
good
coming up
idea.
with all those. Imagine someone
Yeah.
walking around with like
Yeah.
10 of those on their keyring.
Yeah. Just
So,
everything is
Yeah, okay,
buzzing and you
this
don't
author's
know.
ready. This author's ready.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
That is so great. Are you doing anything special with the narrators? And I'm asking that because
I was gonna bring this up, so good
oh,
job.
good. So we
Yeah.
had Amy Hall on in our last season a few months ago, who's a narrator. And she had posted a reel a while back about how she's kind of taking a step back from these author signings because as narrators, right, they can't expect to make their money back. Their business
Right.
is connecting with authors and being able to book business that way. And she's like, I would love it if book signing conventions carve out a time for narrators to connect with authors. Um, and so I'm just wondering, like,
So
how
I
you're handling.
absolutely agree with you. And although I take a hit on the budget, I
Yeah.
don't I don't charge them a table fee
Oh,
because
nice.
Oh,
they don't sell anything. They
Yeah.
don't
they
they
have nothing to give away either.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything that they attend, every dollar is coming out of their pocket.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously they still have to pay their hotels, travel, all that. So that's costing
Sure.
them money too. But they
Yeah.
don't pay a table fee and they share a table.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so
Oh,
we
nice.
basically just it just goes to the bottom line. Um, so I do because I do recognize that. We will
Yeah.
also have
Mhm.
specific narrator panels for them
Cool.
for to speak with the attendees. And then we do have Thursday night. Um, we have that little event after setup, which is just for authors, narrators. There will be no attendees in there. So that'll be
Oh,
really the
that's
I
time
great.
that
love
everybody
that.
can hang out and talk and kind of
Yeah, I love
just
that.
be with your peers and make those connections.
Yeah.
So
I
that
love that.
I didn't really know what to call it.
Thank you so much for thinking about them because when she brought it up in our podcast, I myself never put myself in those shoes, right? So I was like, I never thought about it that way.
Same.
Like, you don't have anything to give. Everyone, I feel like it's like tipping culture, but with like authors, like it's gotten so out of control. You need to have like character art and stickers and magnets
Yeah.
and bookmarks and all this stuff to give away to these people who are coming to the event. And that you don't necessarily need to, but if you want people to remember your book, it's good to have something. And narrators don't have that. And I was just like, fuck, I never thought about that in that sense. So the fact that one, you've thought about it, and two, implemented so many things for them speaks volumes about this convention and this event.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
that's incredible.
Yeah, a lot of times when you go to events and you see them, and most of the time they're just sitting there. Sometimes they have attendees, sometimes they don't. I try to pull a lot of narrators from who have narrated books from attending authors. so
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
the people that
Smart.
are there to see the authors can also see who narrated the books, and that's kinda going full circle there. There's obviously
I
a few
love
that
that.
haven't, but, we are more than happy to have them join us. So
Yeah.
that was kinda how I made my list of who we wanted to invite this year. Um,
How
Mhm.
cool.
yeah.
This is so neat. I mean, I feel like Teddy Hamilton is gonna need one of those buzzer things.
He's gonna need a few bodyguards from what I
He's
understand.
probably gonna need a whole separate room. He's gonna have a
Yeah.
Disneyland line,
I
probably.
Yeah.
I assume
I
people are gonna be
have heard that
flocking.
about him at events. I was actually just looking at the map, like, where can we sit you? Like,
Yeah.
um, and we're gonna have to be conscious because, like I said, there's two narrators at each table, and we don't want anybody to feel kind of left out or their line
Yeah.
Yeah.
being blocked or so it's just gonna come down to
Yeah.
logistics and mapping that properly and kind of making sure that there's enough space to work on that.
Yeah.
Do you map out, like, break times for, like, the narrators? So, like, you have Teddy Hamilton and, like, somebody else at the table, like, Teddy goes for, like, a half-hour break, walks away from the table, he can go do his jaunt. Everybody else talks to, like, the other narrator or whatever, just to honestly, like 'cause you just talk for, like, the whole event,
Yeah.
like, to people,
Yeah.
right?
So we
So
don't have designated break times. They can go whenever they
yeah.
want. We did shut
Okay.
down for lunch. So the room will be
Nice.
closed to attendees so that everyone can have a few minutes to themselves, bathroom, eat, drink,
Love that.
whatever's get up and stretch
Yeah.
your legs or sit down. Some of you like to stand the whole time. I don't
I stand the whole time, and I'm,
Yeah.
like, wiped out at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's
Yeah.
part of why we didn't do anything, Friday after the signing, because that's kind of your first full day and there's a lot going on. I figured everybody wants to go get something to eat, go relax, have a quiet because the next day starts up
Mhm.
and that's a very long day. So we kinda gave that little space there
Yeah.
too to just enjoy
Yeah.
your mini vacation away from home.
I know, really, that's what I look forward to. It's just, like, the
Yeah.
beach.
And there's a lot to do in the venue itself.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know. Well, there's that beautiful pool area.
But you also mentioned in your a bedazzle panel. That sounds so cool. Is it just like, where an author's doing a panel and you're just sitting there
So we're
bedazzling their
having,
book, or
so we have C.R. Jane and
Oh,
okay.
nice.
she just did a sports series. I'm brain dead. What is it called? The Wrong Quarterback. And so we're gonna give the attendees an option from one of those three books, and then
Cool.
she's gonna do a panel with the two narrators who narrated that book. And
Cool.
so they're gonna be doing a panel while everyone else can bedazzle their book or ask questions or do stuff like that.
How
That's so
fun.
cool. That makes it so much more fun. I've never been to a panel, but I just imagine like like the Comic Con like
Yeah.
panels where they're like announcing new DC movies and everyone's just sitting there looking up at the people who are talking and I'm like, it's got to be a funner way to do that. Like if you I feel like it'd be so boring.
I've sat on a
Man, you really have thought of
yeah,
everything.
so I've sat on a few. They're not my favorite thing to do. I tend to not do them at most events. Um,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but they are a popular thing. A lot of people do like them. So we're doing a couple different we have 7 total planned for the weekend.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, so we have some morning time there that we have space to fill, so we're doing panels. I would love to come up with I have a few ideas, but I haven't officially decided on anything because yeah, I want them to be more interactive.
Yeah.
Besides the last
Yeah.
10 minutes where you get to ask questions, I want the attendees to feel like they really had an experience with these people on the panel. So I'm trying to find more
Mhm.
ways to bring that together, and it just hasn't fully clicked yet. So that's kind of where my brain has been the last few weeks specifically because I'm trying to get these panels all named and themed and that's been my real focus right now is how can I make you really feel like you got the best of your hour and you got to experience those authors or those narrators how you wanted to. Like how can we bring them
Mhm.
together? So that's kind of what I've been brainstorming.
Yeah. Brainstorming. How
Yeah.
fun.
So
I'd love that job. I love brainstorming. I have a million ideas and maybe one of them are good.
yeah.
You throw it all against the wall and see what sticks. So
Totally.
what panels do you already have right now?
So we have
If you
that,
can talk about.
we haven't officially named any yet. So I'm trying to be
Mhm.
creative
Okay,
with how
so
I name him.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna
mhm.
have there's obviously dark romance is a huge genre right now, so we're gonna have one geared towards that, maybe some
Yeah.
stalking
Mhm.
involved because that seems to be
Ooh, you should
really
make it like the
popular.
Oh my
dark
god, you should
room.
hire a
Yeah.
stalker, like
A
somebody who stalks
masked
your
man.
beloved.
So we had so funny enough, we made a whole little video of that when we were at the hotel stalking,
Mhm.
and, like, I was following some people like, we knew who they were completely involved. I was following them,
They're complicit. Yeah.
but with some stuff that recently happened on social media, we've been a little hesitant to post it due to some negative
Yeah.
backlash that might come of it, so it's unfortunate because
Yes.
it's really funny and
Smart.
it's meant to be funny.
Mhm.
It was a really fun thing to do, so I'm a little disappointed, but hopefully one day, maybe that can come out in light and see. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it's getting a little bit more
You never know what's gonna happen day to
diff
day, so you don't know,
yeah,
like, if what you record earlier is gonna trigger somehow something that's happening in the future.
yeah,
I totally
yeah,
get
and
that.
things are getting there's a lot of controversy right now, and there's a lot of, um, like, cancel culture on the internet and a lot of
Yeah.
let's try to find the negative in everything. So we have to be very careful on how we approach things and what topics we choose, and even naming topics can be hard. So
Yep.
it's trying to
Totally.
find that medium where everybody seems to be okay with what. Yeah, I mean, even things that are meant to be fun, like we made that video that was supposed to be funny. We had a great time.
Mhm.
We recognize that it will hit a certain group of people in a negative way and probably cause some outlash on, so we just don't post it. So it makes it kind of hard to have fun
Yeah.
sometimes because you'd never know how
Yeah.
things are going to be perceived by others, and
Yeah.
Totally.
you don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable because that was not our intention, like we were just having fun. So
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
hard to really post things anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to do really anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Mhm.
Because somebody is gonna I don't know.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
yep. You say one
Yeah, we were
wrong word, it was
just
like, "Oh my god, that's not what I meant." Like, it gets totally blown out of proportion,
Mhm.
so
Oh, and we
it's
were just talking about, like, this whole internet blasting on with our last guest about how,
Mhm.
nothing is even, done in private anymore. It's just like
oh,
if you
yeah.
take a
No.
wrong step or even just a perceived wrong step, right? Even if you did nothing wrong, people are just gonna blast you on the internet. So,
Yeah, and it's
And
sad.
that's why in the
it is.
yeah, in the beginning of our podcast, we always say we're never going to edit to change narrative because it is like you would think that if you're sitting down with somebody to have a conversation, you wouldn't have to say, "Don't worry, we're not going to edit this out"
Right,
to make it seem like it's
Like you said
something that
something that
it's
it
not.
isn't.
right.
Yeah, but then now it's something that we have to be like, "Just so you
Yeah,
know,
because people
we're never
take
going to do that."
snippets out of
Yeah.
context to change their meaning, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "We're not about that. We are
Yeah,
not about
No.
that. I don't like that."
yeah,
I don't like rage bait, I don't like clickbait, I don't like any of that stuff.
it's sad that that's what it's come to, so
Yeah,
hopefully at some point we
yeah,
can turn that circle back around and just become more of a positive. I almost feel like the book community has become so negative. Like, I don't really wanna
It
do a whole
has.
lot on it anymore, if that makes sense, like,
yeah,
I like the groups that we've built in our own little, but I don't know that I always feel safe outside of that circle. Like, it's
That's like me, I've pulled back quite a bit from my Bookstagram.
yeah,
I was very, very, very active, and I pulled right back because 'cause I'm like, "You know what I enjoy? Reading.
right,
mm,
I don't need to tell you guys everything that I feel or think because it could be perceived one way or another." Luckily, like, my following is quite organic and, like, really chill and, like, they know me for me, but there is that chance that it reaches somebody who, you're not meant to be
yeah,
a
right,
part of
yeah,
my following or something like that, and then it's just it's exhausting. I go onto social media and I'm like, I exist on YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel. I do, like, finance stuff. It's, like, totally different from book stuff. It's my other passion, and it's so safe over there.
right,
Like, I feel so safe, and I used to feel that way with Instagram, and it's just like every time I open it, I'm like, "I feel like you're just sucking my soul away for no
It
reason."
definitely can get there.
Yeah.
As an indie author, obviously for me it's all about reach, right? And we all have that dream of a viral
Mhm.
post. But then again, I'm like, but also, do I want to go viral? Because going viral necessarily invites unwanted attention. Like it's gonna
Right.
get to
Yep.
people who are going to want to ruin your moment, and they're gonna come for you and they're
Yep.
gonna find something to criticize. I'm like, I don't know. You're like between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for events, I probably would delete Instagram and TikTok altogether. Like
Yeah.
Threads, I've deleted
Yeah.
Threads like 3 times, but Instagram keeps showing me that I have notifications, so of course I click it
On
because I
Threads.
have
Yeah.
to see what it is. But that is like the most toxic place you can be. It's
It
terrible.
I don't know what happened. It
is.
it used to be, like, when I first started reading and getting into, like, the Bookstagram part of it, because like, I've only been reading for, like, 2 years. Long story, but, I joined Threads and I was like, "This community is awesome. It's all about books. Everyone's so happy, blah, 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 blah." And it feels like, I don't know what's happened, but it's just gone down the toilet where everything is like about public bashing and calling out authors and publicly humiliating people for clicks. And it's like, when did we get
Right.
here?
Yeah.
Like, why are we here?
Yeah.
The world is already crappy enough as it is. I don't need my digital world to also be crappy, you know?
Yeah, if you ever wanna, like, just research just put their name in Threads and everything negative will show up, and it's I don't really wanna be a part of it. I pop on there every once in a while
Yeah.
and post, "Hey, we've got tickets," or, "Did you see we're doing this?" But I try to stay off of there.
Mine
That's
I have
fair.
my
Protect your
I have
peace.
my Instagram hooked up to automatically post on Threads, but I don't otherwise I rarely ever specifically go on Threads to post on Threads. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
automatically cross posts for exposure, but I don't even know. I don't think I get any traction on Threads. It's not really doing much for me, and same with TikTok. But it's
Yeah.
so hard because as an event coordinator, as a bookstagrammer, as me as an author, it's all about staying relevant and being out there and being
Mhm.
seen and people being able to discover you. And it's like, ugh, like you have to wade into these waters that aren't necessarily always comfortable. You just got to do what you can to protect your mental health,
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
Instagram used to be pretty good on views, like, we were doing really good for a
Yeah,
while, but now I seem to be staying under 1,000, and it seems to be staying within that same group of followers, and it's not really reaching out like it used
Mhm.
to, so it's made things a
same.
little bit more
Yeah.
difficult, um,
Yes.
so we're looking at outside, um,
Yeah.
opportunities and ways to really branch out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest struggle. I think everyone's kind of taken a step back this year and just seeing how
Yeah.
things unfold and where the economy goes, where the book community goes. I know a lot of authors have backed out from a lot of things. So it'll
Yes.
it'll be interesting to see. Um,
Yep.
I'm a little nervous with the full 3-year contract, but again, we have options. I hope they'd be willing to work with us
Mhm.
in a sense like we're signed on for the long run, hopefully. We would like to host with you guys every year, but we may need to make some changes. Like maybe we need to turn this into
Yeah.
a 1-day event for a couple years, or maybe we need to do,
Yeah.
different things so that it's not such a huge hit at the end of the day. But, um,
Yeah.
I'm kind of,
I
we
think
still have
you're
6 months.
Yeah,
So
I think you're
hopefully
Yeah.
gonna be
things will,
fine ultimately.
yeah.
I think you will be.
I think so too, and I think that as crappy as things are now, there's always the flip side where everything goes positive.
Yeah.
We just gotta wait it out, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yin and yang and all that stuff. The balance. I mean, Instagram was great and then it was crappy and it'll be great again. It just gotta figure out when that's gonna happen.
Right.
So you just ride the waves, protect your peace,
Yeah.
do what you can for your mental health because we're very pro mental health because
Very much.
sometimes you gotta take a step back,
Yeah.
remove the things that
Cause you
are
stress.
too much on your plate, or the things that cause you stress, or the things that, like, you can pull back on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
oh,
so
this
deep.
honestly, but I love these types of episodes because, like, yeah, we talk about your event and stuff like that, but we all wanna get to know you and, like, the people behind the events and the real everyday struggles of
Mhm.
people, because there might be somebody who's listening who's like, "I wanna put on an event." Okay, well, here's the real freaking reality
That is
of
honestly what I
of what
love
it is.
about these podcasts is because we get to talk to real people, right? I mean, social media
Yeah.
is social media. We all, I think, on a very basic level understand that we're only seeing what people want us to see on social media,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so when we get to talk to people, authors, narrators, event coordinators, illustrators, bookstagrammers, whatever, we get to know like their real them. And that most of the time it's not all polished and it's not all just brilliant
No.
and perfect all the time. And
And I
I
think that's
personally like
Very
that.
rarely, and if it
yeah.
is, that's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about meeting authors is you really get to know kind of a different side of them because in the
Yeah.
author,
Yeah.
in that community, they're putting on their business front. Like this is who they are as an author, and we're
Yeah.
just talking about books and stuff. And then when you get to meet them on the side, it's kind of like a little bit more friendly and you get to know them a little bit better. Like I've made some great friends in the community,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
it's
Same.
definitely nice. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I mean,
Definitely.
as challenging as the book community can be, I always will reiterate that I have found some of my closest friends, like my people,
Yeah.
like Tyler right there, through the book community. Like she's one of my very, very best friends. And she lives in
Yeah.
a different
Mhm.
country, but
Yeah.
but if it hadn't been for the book community, like we would have never, not
No.
in a million years.
Yeah.
So
Are you
very
coming
glad.
down to San Diego too?
I'm trying to convince her to come down and, like, we can do this
I
the
think
event, we could do a
we
live
are landlocked.
podcast.
Yeah, 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 I know. We are landlocked for this year in the sense of we're not getting on any planes. My husband went to Vegas last year. I went to Vegas this year. We're taking our vacation and we are going to Niagara Falls. We're going to do a big road trip to Niagara
Nice,
Falls and
but
just venture out to the Canadian parks because
that's
we
good.
live here and yet have never been.
And
Well,
I
So
hear
we're going to
it's
do like a big road trip thing.
beautiful.
oh,
Beautiful.
I
So
think
we did
so.
It is.
Niagara
It's
Falls
gorgeous.
20 years ago on the Canadian side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just went for like a day or two. And it's really nice.
Mhm.
But yeah, I hear there's some beautiful places in Canada. When I went to
Yep. I live right by the mountains,
yeah,
which is
when I
nice.
went to Vancouver, I took a day. I went a day early before the event,
Nice.
and I took Uber around, and I went and did some hiking things and some suspension bridge they had, and some different things up that way,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was nice. A
Yeah.
lot of Vancouver though is a lot like downtown LA.
Yeah,
So it was very similar.
Really?
It was I was like,
the
okay, this is
big
LA in another
cities,
country.
it's the big cities, honestly, Stephanie, like, when we go to Europe and, we're like, "Oh my gosh, Berlin is like Dublin, is like London, is like, I don't know, Amsterdam." It's
Yeah,
all kind of the big
Yeah.
cities are all the same. They're
yeah.
all the same,
Yeah.
all over the world.
Same
Yeah,
blueprints.
same stuff. You have to kind of venture out and really, but you know, Ty,
Totally.
I do get to go to Spicy Reads in 2027 too, so and
That is true.
Carol is coming
Yes.
to that one. She sent me
Yes.
a message
I'll
saying,
probably I've never been to San Diego, so I'll probably plan for that,
"Yes,
which would be fun. Maybe all the, like, stuff in the world will calm down by then. So that'd be
that would be
nice, and then
nice."
I
We
can
can
just
hope.
travel without having panic attacks.
Word.
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually had a lot of international authors drop out. A lot of people don't wanna travel into the country right
Yep.
now, so that's
Yeah,
made
they're
it a little bit
scared.
difficult.
Yeah,
So
That's
yeah,
fair. Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
I would
makes
love to
sense.
start venturing out of the country more, but
How
Come to
I just
Canada.
you
Come
know
do
what?
events
You
in
know,
Canada.
Stephanie, you should do a
there's
Canadian one.
there's a ton that have popped up recently out there.
Like, but, like, go to,
I'm just
like,
blind. I haven't heard of any of
Alberta,
them.
because I think they're probably in
Yeah, come to
Toronto and
Alberta.
I
Vancouver
don't even
are
think I've
probably the
heard of
big
that. Let
ones.
me, I'll make a note and do some research.
Alberta. It's
Canada.
all flat land one way and all mountains the other
I
way.
think
So
that could be fun because I bet the most book events are, like, in Toronto and in Vancouver.
I don't think there's ever been I can't say there's ever been a book event, but I have not heard of any book events. And even our bookstores, we have one big chain,
Hmm.
and that is
Indigo.
Indigo and Chapters.
So the
And
question would
that's
be
it.
though, could we draw the readers in
I think
to
you
the
could.
area?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
you
Yeah.
could.
I'm not opposed to it.
I volunteer to be
I
an
would
author at the
love
Canada
that.
event.
I'm not sure my team
I
would
would love
go,
that.
so I may be recruiting you as a
Yeah.
new team member, but,
We would love that.
I would
you
love
would have to
that. I would
tour me
totally
around the
help out with
area
that.
and, check out the biggest thing is finding locations, I've been trying to
Totally.
find things outside of the hotel. The hotel industry has just I mean, even that place we used in Scottsdale, the reason we did not do 2025 is because when we finished 24, we paid a set amount for those 2.5 days that we used their property. We
Yeah.
went in and asked for a 2025 contract for a 1-day event, and the price was more than double. And I was like,
What?
"Why? Why?" So even looking at 27 and 28, we're paying more for 1 day than we did for 2. The market's just skyrocketed for venues.
That's
It's
Yeah.
hard.
crazy.
It's hard. So if we could find cooler type
We could rent like a
rental
chalet or
spaces
something.
that aren't like
Yeah.
yeah, that
Well,
would be the cool.
Stephanie, you got us as your team. We'll totally help. I
Yeah,
mean,
100%.
Tyler's boots on the ground. That would be really fun.
Yeah. I'll do recon. We've got like lots of like in Alberta because it's a lot of mountainous stuff. We have lots of like chalets and stuff like that that can be rented out and like cabins, like big freaking
So those
cabins or
unique
like
settings
actual
are, I think, gonna be a
yeah,
huge
or
hit.
even like a
Like in a
farm,
castle.
like a farm, like
Yes.
yeah, we've got castles. We could do a farm
That would be fun.
where we could
I
do
would do
like
a castle.
an outdoor thing.
I would
That'd
do
be
a
fun.
castle with
A
like a
castle would be a
princess
lot of
chair on
fun.
the top. Photo op.
Yeah, look at Lake Louise because that is like
Stephanie's taking
it's
notes.
I
relatively
know.
close. Yeah, Lake Louise is a gorgeous. I don't know if it's a hotel. I think it's a resort, possibly.
Okay.
But it's in Banff, which is like the most touristy
It's
place in
beautiful.
all of
Great
Alberta.
skiing.
Great
Yeah.
skiing, but we'd hopefully it'd be a summer
Yeah.
thing. I don't. I
I
don't
I
want
don't
to do
really like the
skiing.
cold. I live in Arizona. It's 100 degrees year round.
All
You
the
want to
time.
see?
Oh,
Hold
here
on,
she
I'm gonna
goes.
show you.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna wrap up here in a second, but I'm gonna show you my
We're already planning
outdoors.
the 2029 Canada
Right?
spicy reads.
Oh my goodness. So I want to visit the
Oh,
snow. Like I want to visit the snow where I can walk outside and like touch it and then go
you,
back indoors.
Stephanie, you are so California because only California people say, I'm going to visit the snow. And everybody who has snow on a regular basis, like, what is that? Is that a place? The snow? You're going, because we're like, hey, kids, we're going to the snow today. And they're like, yay. And it's such a Californians know what that means.
Well, to be
Everybody
fair,
else is like,
I mean,
what?
I
You're
grew up in
going to the
LA.
snow?
It was like an
Yeah.
hour to the beach,
Yeah.
or you can go an
Yep.
hour to the snow. Like you can visit the snow, the beach,
The
and
snow.
Disneyland in one day. Like it was just how I grew up. So
Yeah.
it is a destination resort technically.
It is.
Yeah,
it
it
is. We're
is
going to the snow. My
fair.
kid's like, oh, okay.
Totally fair. Yeah, that's my reality. I live in a very rural town of about like 300 people. So when we get hit with snow, we get hit with snow. And it's going to be like this
Wow.
until we get a Chinook. And then it'll all melt and then it'll snow again. So,
Yeah.
and for those of you who don't know what a
Well, if
Chinook
you ever want to
is,
come
it's when
sit
it goes from.
poolside, it's like 100 degrees from March to
Yeah,
November.
that's
That was one thing
crazy. I
that
would
was
love that.
hard with 2024 is we didn't expect it to be that hot.
Oh, it was
And in that
brutal.
venue behind
Oh,
all the glass, the vendors were very hot, and so that was kind of an unfortunate. And then even outside, did you go to the 1920s party?
I did not know.
Okay, so we did it out
By the
behind the
pool?
venue was that big grass. So we opened up half the venue, and then we did
Yeah.
half outside, so you could be indoors or outdoors. It was like 95
mm,
degrees. We didn't expect that, so it was like super hot.
It was horrible. So on my drive from California to Scottsdale, I don't know what happened, but like a tiny little rock hit my windshield. And I parked my car in the parking lot of the hotel. And then 2 days later, when it was time for me to go home, my entire windshield had cracked because of the
Oh
heat.
no.
Yeah. It had like a tiny
because
little,
it
like a little
expands.
rock,
Yep.
chip, but it
Wow.
was so hot that and I had to drive home with like this giant crack on my windshield and that cost me like $1,000 to replace. And that was the second time I had to do it
Wow.
in like 2 weeks. It's terrible. It
That
was
is
hot,
terrible. Yeah, we get a
but
lot
it's
of that. My
You gotta leave
window's
your
broken
windows
all the
cracked.
time out here because
all the
we're
time.
surrounded by rock.
Same here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we're just
Alberta, that's like are you Albertan if your windshield
isn't
isn't
correct if you
cracked?
don't have a chip
Probably
in it.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. If you have a nice windshield, they're like, "Are you traveling from out of town?"
Are you here on a leisure or business?
Yeah, exactly. I like having the, like, fluctuations though because, like, I think that, me and my husband were talking about that podcast episode is taking a total
I
turn.
know.
We were talking about this yesterday as, like, circadian rhythm, about, like so we were in Calgary, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from where we live now, and we were at the Zoo Lights, and which is, like, an event where they have, like, a whole bunch of lights at the zoo, and the sky didn't even look like the sun went down. It looked like it was like 5 PM, which at home here in our town is black.
oh
Interesting.
wow.
Like there you see the stars, there's no light pollution. We have like 2 freaking street lights on this whole block. Like it's just there's no light pollution. And in Calgary, there's so much light pollution. It's like your body doesn't even know when to go to sleep because it's like it's bright all the time. And that's why I like having the seasons because winter sucks, but also no wasps.
I don't have
So
seasons
I
where
like
I
that
live.
part.
I live in the Central Valley in
Yeah.
California, and I have, I mean, because we're in the desert in the winter, it does freeze at night, but we have maybe
Hmm.
like, I don't know, a month of real winter, and the rest of the year it's just like
It's the same
I
here.
75
wish.
degrees Fahrenheit, and then in the summers it's like 120, and it's just months and months and months of end of misery.
Yeah.
So
So I
just
went
sucks.
to North Carolina in October for an event. And let me
How
tell you, when
was
I
that?
say
Humid?
no, it was beautiful. I've never seen
Really?
colored leaves like that in real life. Like all the trees had beautiful leaves and like we went on
Orange
hiking
leaf.
trails just to see like because that's not I've never really
Beautiful.
experienced that. And so
Yeah.
it is definitely a beautiful sight. And
Yeah.
65 degrees there was beautiful.
Oh,
We had
I
t-shirts on, we were
bet.
hiking. It was 65 degrees here is butt cold. Do not ask me to go
Yeah.
outside.
You're
Like
like, oh, bundled up.
I
Yep.
don't know what the difference is, but it was ridiculously different.
So that's
I
like
wonder
15,
what
16,
it is.
17 degrees Celsius.
15, 16? Oh, that's shorts weather.
Yeah.
Like it is
In North Carolina, it was
minus
very nice. Here, it
But
is
when you live in the
freezing
desert,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're here, you're like,
Here okay, JV translate this. So it's minus 13, but it feels like minus
oh,
21.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably like 0 degrees.
Oh,
Let me
goodness.
check.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. We have a
So
fog
when we went
advisory.
to
That's cool.
Vancouver, it was like that, though. It was 10 o'clock at night before the sun went down. And so they were doing,
Oh, it's like 4
yeah,
PM,
they
yeah.
were doing a fireworks show and they couldn't start it till almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, how do you people know when to go to sleep? Like, I should have been
Yeah.
in bed 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, you go from, like, midsummer, sun doesn't go down till, like,
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
And then, like, 11 PM, and then, like, dead of winter, like, 4
It's
o'clock,
dead.
sun is
And
gone.
so
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Germany, so I'm familiar with like that northern and how in the summers it's light really late until like 11 o'clock p.m.
Mhm.
and then the sun rises again at like 3 a.m. But in the winters,
Yeah.
the sun doesn't rise until 8 a.m. and then it's dark again by 3.
Yeah.
So
It's
there's that
crazy.
trade-off.
Yeah.
Summers are great when you
Yeah.
live that
Yeah.
far north.
Summers are really long. Having a campfire, you're, like, out there for
Yeah.
forever because 'cause you're like, "It feels like 8 PM." You're
Yeah.
like, "It's 11:30. We should probably go to bed."
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still light out. Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was
great.
Yeah.
so do you see northern lights where you are?
So where I am now in Calgary, never. You'd never be able to because of the light pollution. But where I am now, I have an Aurora app, and it'll say, "Hey, if it's not cloudy, you should go take a look at the sky."
The
And you
sky.
could walk out, and our skies are depending on where the aurora is, because I've learned that if it's pinks and purples and like light greens over here, it's like dark blues
How
and
cool.
dark greens over in the southern hemisphere. So, you'll just walk out, and then just be. You don't even need a camera.
Wow.
Ugh.
You don't need to take a picture of it. It's just the sky is bright as pink and green
See, that's
and
one of my
purple. It's
bucket list things
crazy.
to see.
Same.
Well, when you do your recon, you're gonna have to come to Standard because that's where I live, and you can see the
I'm
northern
telling you, we got a
lights.
whole nother event going on now. We're
Yeah,
moving to
I think we
Canada.
have
Yeah,
I think we have something in the making here.
Yep.
it was literally a podcast about like an event coordinator. We're like, so now we're doing events in Canada.
So
Just so you guys know.
hey, whatever.
I'm trying to see if I
Yeah.
could find a picture. It's been a while, so it would have been in November. November is when the lights are the
Ugh.
brightest,
So
which is
travel
crazy.
in November.
You can go
To
see the snow. You can go to the
Standard
snow and
Alberta.
go back inside. Yep. Where is I take far too many pictures. Holy shit.
And most of them are
Where
probably of your
is the
kiddo.
Northern Lights? Yeah. Speaking of which, I am very excited to go see him.
I know. We probably need to wrap things up, which is always so unfortunate.
Yeah,
This is what
eventually.
we do, Stephanie. We have our hours scheduled and we record in blocks. But
Yeah.
you're our last guest for today, which means that we are not, boxed in by a 50-minute recording
Nope.
session, and we just could go on forever.
Oh, wow. Yeah. See,
That's just our
That's
backyard.
incredible. You can even
crazy.
see the stars. Your
Yeah.
camera is
I know,
insane.
dude. Well, that's just the night sky. It's because there's no freaking light pollution. So you just look up and you're like, oh, there's the Baby Dipper or the Little Dipper. Oh, there's the Big Dipper and then Orion's Belt. And those are the only stars I know. So I just look for those and then I'm like, oh, they're still there. That's cool. But the stars are so bright.
Wow.
Like
Awesome.
I've never seen Northern Lights until I moved
Yeah,
here.
that's on my bucket list. We did an Alaska cruise and I was kind of hoping to see him then when we went up there, but
Mm,
No luck.
yeah.
no. So,
You should download the Aurora app. Are you in like a big town?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's been like the last year or so, people in like big towns are able to see northern lights just outside their doors. Like it's been ridiculously strong the last couple
Mhm.
times. But the Aurora app will send you a message and say, "Hey, if the sky's clear, you should go look at this." Sorry, if the sky's clear, you should go look up at the sky in an hour, and sometimes you'll see
I know
it.
Carol
It'll be
saw
in
it,
your
and
area.
she's up in NorCal, kind of like by
Yeah.
Tuolumne, the Sierras, and she saw an aurora borealis, which is pretty incredible. I could never, not in my valley. I only see
Yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
You gotta look up.
Yeah,
That's the
my
problem. You're
air.
looking at the
No,
ground. You
no,
gotta
the
look
air
up.
here is just. We have so much ag. It's just
Oh,
polluted,
Yeah.
and
When I
we're
first
sitting in a
moved
pool.
gotcha.
to Arizona, I moved out more in a rural area and lived out
Mhm.
there for about 8 years. And I probably like because we could see stars and stuff.
Yeah,
So it was a lot
Mhm.
nicer out there, but I don't think I'll see anything here. Too city out here.
You never know.
yeah,
Yeah.
too much light.
Yeah, I'm a small town girl for the rest of my life. I'll never move back to a city. I drive into the city. I'm like, I hate you
Yeah.
all. There's too many of you.
Yeah, I'm not very thrilled to be here. One of my kiddos got into an autism academy out here, so we
Nice.
literally moved out
Oh,
here for the
nice.
school.
Yeah,
I have
That's
no
good.
desire to
Yeah.
live here.
no. My
It's just
husband
LA
occasionally.
and Phoenix. It's like, why am I so hot in the middle of the city? I could have just stayed home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's
My
fair.
husband occasionally jokes. He's like, "Hey, you want to move back to LA?" And I'm like, "Are you joking? And spend like 90% of my life in traffic? No, thanks."
I know. I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't mind moving to San Diego though. I just can't afford it.
Oh, I don't think anybody can, except for a
It's
handful of people.
overcrowded. How do these people pay
Say,
their bills?
I don't know. They
How
live
do you
in
have
shoeboxes.
a $2 million home and $100,000 car and like
But the
what do
$2
you
million home
do
has like
for
one
what?
bedroom, half a bath,
I
and
know.
you're in an outhouse to
I
use the
know.
toilet. I mean, you can't even, it's too expensive.
It's crazy.
Can't even buy a home for $2
You
million.
guys gotta look for like old like churches or old like libraries, stuff like that. I always look for like real estate things that are like old like a library or something like that because that'd be so
That
cool
would
to
be
turn
cool.
into a
I've
house.
seen I follow someone
Yeah.
on Instagram or something and they bought an old school and they've
I
turned it
follow
into
that
a
lady
house.
too. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a communal home, right? So they
Yeah.
live with 2 or 3 other families. I'm like, I don't know that I like anybody enough to risk that. Or maybe I like people too much and I wouldn't want to risk that friendship because eventually, like, how do you split utilities and
Yeah.
all that stuff and it not becoming an issue at some point, you
It'd be
know?
cool to have like
Yeah.
multiple houses on one property where you have
Yes.
your common areas you can hang out, your swimming pool, your
Yeah.
whatever, and then everybody go home.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody get the fuck out of my
Right?
face.
No, not in
Yeah.
the same building because
My
things are
niceness
bound
is
to
done
happen.
Yeah.
for the day. Go home.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I don't want to wrap this up, but we do need
Do
to
your outro.
wrap this up, unfortunately. I'm going to do my outro. I don't know if you watch Hot Ones at all on YouTube. They do kind of a throwaway where they toss the camera to the guests so that they can kind of do like what they've got coming up, you know, where they can find you, stuff like that. So I'm going to do my really cringy outro now. Uh, um, my goodness, Stephanie, what a roller coaster this episode has been. We've gone so many different directions. I hope that you had fun. But alas, we do have to say goodbye. But before we let you go, the mic is yours. Let the people know what you've got going on in your
And where we
life.
can find you.
You can find me on Instagram or Facebook under Spicy Reads Events. And you can come see us in San Diego in 2026 or 2027.
Yes. And then in Canada
Do
in
you have
2029.
yeah, in 2030 you'll see us in Canada.
I sure hope it doesn't
do you
take that many
have
years. I might not be
do
doing
you
anything in 2030.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Do you have the name of the place that you're doing the
It's
event
at
at?
the Gaylord Pacific.
Very
Right.
nice.
Right. I remember you saying that word and I was like, did she say
Yeah.
Gaylord?
She did say
Did she?
Gaylord.
And then you said it again and again and I was like, she
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
That's the
pretty
name
well
of it.
known hotels, so they're
Okay.
nice. It's all brand new.
Not in Canada. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And where can they purchase tickets on the Spicy
On
Reads
the
website?
website, or you can go to the event link or Eventbrite link.
Perfect.
I
Eventbrite.
can't talk.
Yeah.
Eventbrite. We'll put that in the description so people can get access to
Okay.
it right away.
Thank
you
you.
so much for your
It was
time,
nice talking with
Stephanie.
you.
It was
Yes.
so lovely to talk
Yeah,
to
it was
you.
great. I hope that you had fun and we weren't too off-putting because we might want to have you
No,
back.
you guys were great.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have to have you back and be like, how was the event? Tell us all the things.
Well,
Yeah.
I will be at the event. I will
Yeah.
tell you how the event was.
I know we'll get two POVs.
Two
The
POVs. Yeah,
creator
no one.
or the
We should plan a recap. Maybe
yeah.
give you some time to
Absolutely.
recoup after, like a week or two, and then we'll have you on again
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
chat about
Sounds
how it
like a
went.
plan. We could do a mini live while we're there. Like, look at what you're missing.
That would be
I'm
really
just
fun.
kidding.
You know what? Yes. You know what, Stephanie? You and I will plan on that, and we could
That's
just do an
cool.
Instagram live. That
Okay.
would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd love that. That'd be cool.
sounds good.
Okay.
All righty.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Bye.
Have a great
We'll
day.
see you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.